at the time of this video, was Miss Pace's phone travel corroborative of the location of that vehicle?
Yes, ma'am. And the my Chevy out.
And the My Chevy, that's correct. So, and the My Chevy trip. They all correspond with the same timeline.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 7. Have you seen this before?
Yes, ma'am.
In the early morning hours of 11:23, can you tell the jury where Miss Pace's phone was located?
It is at this coordinate, which is a GPS internal to the phone that sent it. So it'll be quite accurate, and that is 110 Tremont Street.
Okay, so we're still going chronologically, okay, Mr. Hamilton?
Yes, ma'am.
The next time that we see travel from Mr. Chen is when?
It's the next day.
And is it 11:23 or 11:22?
No, we're into 11:23 now. After she arrived, was late on 22, and then this pin drop starts in the early morning hours.
That's right, I said that wrong, I'm sorry. So after this event, when is the next time we see Mr. Chen's phone traveling?
I was in the morning time. I think
At some point in the early morning, well, in the morning hours of 11:23, did Mr. Chen's phone travel to the Walmart?
yes.
To your, from your memory, was that travel around 10:40 in the morning?
I believe it was, yes, ma'am.
Now, did Miss Pace's cell phone travel from Tremont to Walmart as well?
It did.
Were you able to see Miss Pace's phone and Mr. Chen's phone at the Walmart based on cell hawk information
Yes, ma'am.
that morning?
I was.
Okay, and have you seen this video that is State's Exhibit 18?
Yes.
Does this video corroborate Mr. Chen's cell phone location data?
It does, yes, ma'am.
Do you see Miss Pace in this video?
I do not.
And then again, Exhibit 18 is depicts Mr. Chen checking out at the Walmart. Does this video also corroborate Mr. Chen's cell phone records?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you see Miss Pace in this video?
I do not.
Okay. All right, so now we've seen those videos, but this is actually some cell hawk interpretation. We explained to the jury what we're seeing here based on the videos that we just saw and the testimony you just gave.
Yes, and just to clarify, these circles are not like the ones we saw where a tower is that was showing an Omni antenna. These are actually the estimated location from the two cellular providers, which were T-Mobile in the red and Verizon in the green. Two completely different carriers are both estimating almost identical accuracy and location, and the center of that is the Walmart.
Is this how you were able to testify that both of their phones were at the Walmart around 10:40 to 11 o'clock on 11/23?
That, and they both leave Tremont and kind of travel together, so it might not be exactly matched, but they're leaving and arriving about the same time.
Thank you, sir. The next slide is around the same time, also near the Walmart. Can you explain to the jury why this looks different, why the red dots are smaller?
Well, just at that time and period, there wasn't anything from the Pace phone, but what's even better is the tiny dots are much more accurate. So they know you're on these arcs by the time it takes the signal to travel, and where the arcs intersect is basically where they estimate you to be. And when you start getting these small, it's usually pretty accurate. Like we saw, the big circle covered all the Walmart and some surrounding stores. Now we're in the parking lot.
When the arcs intersect, you said that is when we can have a better idea of exactly where the
Yes.
parties are.
Yes, it's not always 100% accurate, but the one thing to remember, you have to be in the coverage of that antenna on that tower, so you're not going to be way on the other side of town. It might put you in the wrong parking lot, but it's not going to put you way off.
But the lines you would testify are arcs from the towers?
Yes, that's the range, so that's how they get this. And on the record, you'll see like 0.68 miles. It's usually plus or minus a 10. And that's how long it took the signal to travel from that tower at the speed of light. They measure it that fast. It's really blink of an eye, but it works.
Will we continue to see the arcs throughout your testimony?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so again, at 10:47, you have documented in Cell Hawk, both of their phones are at or near the Walmart, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and so let's keep going chronologically. Do you recall where the next location in Hamilton County Mr. Chen's phone travels to?
I believe he went up towards Sutter Creek.
Do you know, sir, how many minutes it would take for a vehicle to drive from Walmart to Sutter Creek Road?
Just 5 minutes. I'm guessing. I didn't actually measure that one, but this is the Walmart, and you literally just have to go up to this road right here and turn. It's very close.
So we see those little dots again, is that right?
Yes.
And is that indicative of pretty reliable, more accurate location tracking?
It is, except that's a very steep canyon with the river cut through it, and the tower is up on top of that mountain. And sometimes in here, I've worked more than one case in that area, the signal will actually bounce off of one of the walls and come back, which can put you further away. So like you see these dots up here, that's on the bluff of the mountain. There's no way to get there from here. It's quick. That's where the signal is bounced, so it's measuring the time that's too long. So the average of them, and most of them are on the road, which makes sense, but then all of a sudden it'll jump up here and back. That's due to that really rough terrain. Again, this isn't GPS, so but when you've seen hundreds of cases, you start, and like I know up in there that they're going to, some of the long ones are going to be, generally they're long, like up on this mountain, there's no way to jump up there. You got to drive up like a bunch of crooked roads.
So topography can sometimes affect
can.
Cell Hawk data.
Yes.
Okay. And
Works
then,
much better out in the metropolitan open areas, and when you get up in the canyon, it's a little tough.
can you again highlight with your pointer where Sutter Creek Road is?
So Sutter Creek Road starts right here, and it goes down the river, and there's basically a vertical wall of rock, pretty much. It's very skinny down there, and it goes on and on. But you just hit the road, and then the mountain coming down to it, and water. There's a few houses on either side, but that's about it.
Do you recall at this point where Jasmine's phone is?
It is not showing up at this time.
So what does that mean?
It just means it's not communicating with the network for whatever reason. Could be that it just didn't need to, or it could be turned off. Could be in airplane mode. Could be wrapped in aluminum foil, but it's not leaving a trail at the moment.
If a phone is off, does it leave a trail of location data?
No, ma'am.
Okay. If the SIM card is removed, does the location data, is it erupted?
It is. It is.
I'm sorry, interrupted?
Yes.
Okay. So there's multiple reasons why a phone can go, let's call it, for now on, let's call it going black.
Yes.
Right?
That's a good time.
Okay. So that's around 11:05. Can you tell the jury where the next location is that Mr. Chen traveled?
It's back to the Walmart area.
Okay, and do you recall how long he stays at the Walmart area on that time, at that time?